Here's another episode of My Strange Addiction. My name is Edgar Navarrete, and today I'm showing off my little Plantita family. But first, let me clear up some of this space. From what I've been seeing on the news and social media, people are practicing social distancing. Or at least should be practicing social distancing. And now they're having a lot more time on their hands than they're used to. So here's my way of dealing with some of that extra time. I'm showing off my plants like the proud Plantita dad that I am. So here we go. So there's a lot of plants that I own. I've been collecting pieces. I've been buying plants here and there, clipping plants from other people's plants and propagating them to start my own. So I'm gonna show you my plants that I have based on like different categories, like families that they fall in. So the first category is Dracania fragrans. I have to do a little research to like figure out the actual names. So that's these plants over here. Let me bring them back into the frame. So these are Dracanias. They all look more or less the same. So one thing about these, they're very easy to grow, very easy to propagate. All my indoor plants, I will mention, I put rocks on the top because Sophie likes to dig up the dirt. So that helps prevent that from happening. So one thing that I also wanted to do is like give them official name. I forgot this little one. Okay, so this one actually came from this one, and I'm not sure if I like identified them correctly. So if you see a plant that I incorrectly identified, make sure to put it down in the comments below. I don't really know what plants I have, but I thought I saw this one, like another name for this one. And this one is like a mother-in-law's tongue. I think it's because of like the pointy tips of these leaves. So I think I'm gonna call this one La Suegra. La Suegra. And this one, I don't know. What should we name this one? This one already has, this one I got at Home Depot. It already came with this tag that helped me identify them. Dracania Janet Craig. I think that's a good name for that one. Janet. There you go. Now a name for this one, for this plant. Since it came from this one right here, maybe we should name her La Prima, because she's related to this one. There you go. And then this one back here, I think the name for this one is easy because está greñuda. So that will be the name. Here you go. You're now reborn under your new names. Janet, La Suegra, La Prima, y La Greñuda, y Sophie. Wow. This is the longest plant that I have. So we have 3 plants here. This one in this Topo Chico bottle, which is like a grandbaby of the big one back here. And then we have another one here that's been propagated from this one as well. And then the big one. So you might know these as pothos, or I think they also go by devil's ivy, and they're super easy to grow and very easy to also just cut a strand and then put it in water and let it grow roots. You could even leave it in water for a pretty long time, or once it has roots, you can put it in soil so it can get some nutrients from the soil and grow even bigger. If you do cut one of these plants to try and propagate it, make sure that when you cut it, you cut a piece that has little knobs. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Take this one for example. See how it has little knobs here? There's little knobs here, here, and it has tiny ones as well, right there. So these are the knobs that you want your clipping to have when you set it in water, because that's where all the roots will be growing from. And that makes it easier for you to have a successful plant baby. So my mom always told me that they're called Julietas, and you need to have a Romeo next to it, so that way they are happy together, like Romeo and Juliet. Hence that's why we named this one Julieta. But that one's already Julieta, so this big one, since she's really curly haired, I'm gonna name her La China, for curly hair. And the smaller one here, this one, I'm just gonna give it Romeo. And there you have it. You got your pothos. Here is China. She's a big one. Very curly haired. Romeo. Oh wait. Romeo. They gotta be together at all times so they never feel lonely. And this Topo Chico bottle is what I use to propagate new ones. And this one will just be called Julieta. Look at her. Here I have my little succulents. Let me get a closer look. So these right here were all gifts from Paola. Thank you so much. She has tons of plants and she gave me these little guys. And they've grown over time in this beautiful bowl. We have this one here. It's a little cactus. And it's in a bottle that used to be a plastic water bottle. And then recently, I found this one out in the street, and it looked like it needed a home because it was all lonely. So I cut it and put it in soil, and now it found a new home. But this one is an agave plant. So I also brought my aloe vera right here. So now to name these guys. Now, when Paola gave me these, we had already set out names. Now let's see if I try to remember them correctly. Paola, please verify that I got these names correctly. So I believe this one up here, the one that I always get pricked by, is Ouchie. How do you spell Ouchie? A what? A-L-G-A-E. No, not algae. Ouchie. Like, ouch, it hurts. O-U-C-H-I. Oh, I misspelled it. Then it was pokey. I don't know how to spell these. Pokey. I always want to spell it with a Y. This one is pokey right here. So, ouchie, pokey, and what was it? Spiky? You know what? The spelling doesn't matter, honestly. And this one is spiky. Now this one, since it's in a recycled bottle, I think I'm gonna name it El Hippie. And this one right here, El Agave plant. Did y'all ever watch La Gaviota? That novela in that agave plantation? I think that actress went on to become the first lady of Mexico. Well, I'm gonna name this one Gaviota. Here you go, La Gaviota. Correct me on the spelling there. And Savila, I've always just known it as Savila, and I like Savila as a name. Hey, Sophie! Shh! And now, the last set of plants that I have. The misfits. Miscellaneous. I don't know what these are. So I have this one here, which was a housewarming gift from my sister. Thank you. And this purple one that if you're Texan, you probably see everywhere. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna like Google search that. Purple Texas plant. Oh, Purple Heart. That's what that one is called. For this purple one, I think the official name is Wisteria floridabunda. Texas Purple. Purple Heart. Those are the names. I'm just gonna name it Cowgirl, you know? And this one, I'm not sure if it's a daisy, but you shall be called Daisy. Daisy. That is my Plantita family. As we end this video, let me show you where they typically live in the apartment. So this is where Janet, Julieta, and Gaviota live, right next to the sink. La Suegra lives right next to the sofa, and so does La Greñuda, with Sophie as a roommate. On the opposite side of the sink, we have La Prima, El Hippie, y Daisy, and then Romeo y La China, aka Julieta as well, live on top of the cabinets next to each other to keep each other company. They just like fall down along this cabinet. Look at that. And then lastly, the Succulents. And then Cowgirl, Savila, Ouchie, Pokey, and Spiky live out here on the balcony. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more videos like this. Go over to my Instagram at Edgar A. Navarrete. I'll be starting a Plantita challenge. So very similar to the see a dog, send a dog. We're doing see a plant, send a plant. See a plantita, send a plantita. I'll be nominating some people on my Instagram stories and sharing a couple of photos of some of my plantitas. And I hope to see the same from the people that I nominate. So go over to my Instagram, make sure to follow me, and see what the stories are all about. See you next time.
My children that Sophie can't kill and I can't kill. So Edgar has his plant that, you know, he's trying to grow out the door and everything. I have one too. It hasn't grown much in the last couple years, but it's hanging above the window. You don't even have to water it. It just looks pretty and green.